Hello Warfighters, war is hell. Welcome to another top 5 Arma 3 video. In this episode, I'm going to look at the top 5 reasons why you should buy or play Arma 3 in 2021. It shouldn't be a surprise to any of you that Arma 3 is my all-time favorite game. After all, this channel is dedicated to Arma 3 gameplay. I've had some great experiences while playing the game that I could not have in any other title that I have come across. And I can imagine that some of you might have come across my videos or you've seen the game on the Steam Workshop, whatever it is, you might have asked yourself the question if you would have the same great experience that I have had, or you just may want to know if this game is for you. At the same time, some of you might have played the game some time ago and you're thinking about trying it again. So if you fit any of those, I hope to give you some insight that might convince you to give the game a chance. Now, those of you who do play Arma 3 may have some additional things about why people should play the game in 2021 beyond what I suggest. And so if that is you, please put those things in the comment section so everybody has a chance to read why you think Arma 3 is worth playing in 2021. Hope you guys watch this all the way through because I think there's going to be some good stuff. But let's start with reason number 5. Reason number 5 is one of the most amazing things about Arma 3 that I've come across, and that is it allows you to explore your creative side in a number of different ways. I'll explain a few of them here in this section. First off, I'm absolutely amazed by some of the things that I see people do in Arma. You have some amazing creators who make some Arma cinematics, and you've got people who make in-game photography, which I may or may not steal for some of my desktop wallpapers from time to time. You'll never take me alive. But it is amazing to see the kind of artwork that is shared across the Arma community, places like Twitter and Reddit. For some, this is the main driver with how they interact with the game. However, there are other ways that I see creativity being used within Arma 3, and this will continue to be a big part of how people experience Arma 3 in the year ahead. Another way that I see Arma 3 allowing people to explore their creativity is the way that they can tell stories through the game. Now, this is my channel's primary focus. One of the things that I think make Arma really stand out in how you can explore your creativity in the game is by creating these scenarios and stories to be able to experience with others. There are so many maps, factions, different ways that you can play the game. You're not confined by the story that the developers have created for you. Now, don't get me wrong, Bohemia Interactive's 2035 timeline is fantastic and absolutely interesting, but you can create your own scenarios like I have done. At the same time, you can share that creativity with others on the Steam Workshop, and there are a plethora of missions that you can find that are absolutely fantastic. So you can experience other people's stories, not just your own. Of course, Milsim and other multiplayer modes have some great stories that you could play through as well, so don't just think the Steam Workshop is the only place where you can explore other stories. One last place that I see creativity used, and this is different than what I've described for the other two parts, is that in-game, there's a number of unique ways that you can go about playing the missions themselves. So you can use creativity in how you solve the problems that are presented before you. In many cases, there are no linear way to complete an objective or mission. The way that you complete those objectives is completely up to you. You can determine how you want to use terrain to your advantage, what weapon that you want to use, and how you want to formulate your own strategy. I don't want to underestimate how important this is to what makes this game so great. Being creative in how you solve the problems that are presented to you is genuinely one of my favorite parts. Now, for reason number 4 on why you should look at purchasing Arma 3 in 2021 or start playing it again is you can customize the experience to you. It is no secret, in fact, it's actually listed on the Arma 3 store page on Steam, is that Arma 3 is a military simulator sandbox. It really isn't a game in and of itself. Now, because of that, there are many different kinds of games that you can play within Arma 3. Those games, for example, you can go through and customize that experience even further depending on how you want to play, taking a look at things like difficulty, changing the HUD, all of that type of stuff to give you a different experience. But looking at some of those game modes that you can play, there's like Anti-Stasi, where you can lead a guerrilla resistance against occupiers. There's King of the Hill, which Pretty straightforward if you've played any type of PvP scenario. Milsim, there's other game modes and scenarios that you can play beyond even just these ones I kind of threw out at you. Now, what's great about all of this is it allows Arma 3 to be compatible with just about any type of gameplay style that you might want to play. In addition, there are plenty of mods that you can use, and whether you are wanting to have a single player or multiplayer experience, as I mentioned, with these mods, you can customize that experience even further. Here's an example. If you want an advanced medical system where you need to be concerned about an individual's heart rate, blood pressure, what bandage that you are going to use to treat the wound, there's a mod for that. If you want a more casual experience, there's an option to just apply a bandage and it heals the person entirely. In fact, that's actually part of the vanilla portion of the game. Obviously, you can change more options throughout the game. As I mentioned, going with no HUD, how difficult sniping can be. Like, do you need to factor windage in and other things, how much fatigue you want to have, and a number of other things. Essentially, Arma 3, it's great that you can choose how you want to play and what you want to play. For reason number 3, Arma is fantastic because of the replayability of the game. Now, I've been playing Arma for 7 years now, and I have yet to get sick of it, despite all the hours that I put into it. Now, some of this has to do with what I already mentioned, where there are a number of game modes that you can play. However, it does go deeper than that. Well, let's say you want to play something that is Milsim related. In a single unit, you can play on all kinds of maps and terrains which present unique challenges and operations. A jungle map like Tanoa is going to come with a very different gameplay experience than an Afghanistan map like Lithium. Since there are so many maps to choose from, you can always have a fresh experience, and even if you are playing on the same map for a while, these maps can be 100 square kilometers in size, sometimes larger in some cases, which adds to the replayability because where you fight, what roads you take, the places that you visit, that is all going to be different. It's going to take a lot of time just to completely experience one single map. You factor in all the maps that you've got, it's going to be a very different setting, obviously, in those cases. With the mods that are available, too, there are plenty of options for the time period that you can play. I know that there are mods that go from 1775, where you could be a pirate, to World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Cold War, modern day, and into the future. You can even go with some sci-fi mods like Star Wars, Halo, some other ones out there too. And in some of these cases, the way that you have to play in each time period can make Arma feel like a very different game. One of the things that I personally find refreshing is after a long time of playing in a modern day setting, going and switching to a World War II mission with friends where the majority of us don't have radios. We need to approach a situation very differently than we would in a modern day setting. Going back and using the example as radios, it is a lot of fun sometimes just being a runner, going from one group to the next, letting them know what message needs to be received, stuff like that too. So it does create a very different experience just by loading up mods that represent a different time period. There are no shortage of stories that can be told, situations that you could be put in, and environments that you're going to experience while playing the game. Unlike other games that I have played where a campaign can walk you through the same setting and tell the same story repeatedly, you're never going to get anything new out of it. Arma as a sandbox offers you near limitless possibilities. Having something new waiting for you to try and experience is really what makes Arma 3 so replayable and really fantastic. Now, reason number 2 why you should buy or play Arma 3 in 2021 is because of the expanding content. I really don't think you can talk about the strengths of Arma 3 without talking about how much content there is for the game and how much more is being produced on a regular basis. I mean, because of this, you could even argue that Arma 3 gets better as time goes on, and I think this point is going to be really important for those who may have played the game years ago and are thinking about coming back. There really is a lot more available at your fingertips than what you had previously. I mean, if we just take a look at 2021, for example, and some of the things that are coming out, it really gets me excited for the future. A community DLC called CSLA Iron Curtain should be coming out, which is going to bring the Cold War to an alternate 1980s Czechoslovakia, which I think is going to pair really, really well with Global Mobilization, another community DLC. There's a number of projects by map makers, mod developers, and other content creators that are just around the corner. And from what we saw in 2020, I would expect Bohemia Interactive to do more this year to try and help advance Arma. For example, in 2020, we saw Arma 2.0, which a lot of stuff in there was a surprise. And for example, one of the things that I just absolutely love about the Arma 2.0 update was the ability to create custom compositions and easily share them over the Steam Workshop with everybody else. Just things like that that BI can do to continue to help people create their own scenarios or have unique experiences, share what they're creating with others, I think is going to be important. And I'm really looking forward to what BI might do in that space in 2021. Similarly, the amount of user-created content continues to be a major strong point for Arma 3. Every week, I take a look on the Steam Workshop, and I see that someone has created some new content. It could be a faction, a map, a vehicle, or weapon, and every week, there's something that I'm just aching to try. And since there are some good tutorials out there on how to do this work, there are people who are still coming into the modding community, and all the time that they are using to invest in creating stuff for this and turning their imagination into something that we can all share is such a wonderful thing to see. It's amazing that after all this time, though, there are things that are being made for the game that really enhance the experience and are adding to the gameplay. I mean, not that long ago, I made a video that showcased 5 of my favorite mods that were released in 2020. And when you look over those mods, you can see that, you know, some people are really capable of making some amazing stuff. It gets me excited to see what 2021 will bring, because even after this time, there are still things that are becoming must-haves for me and are things that I really, really wish had been put out years ago. The content is being added at an amazing pace with tremendous quality. And the long wait is over. You've been waiting for it. Here is reason number 1 why you should get into Arma 3 in 2021, and that is going to be to become a part of this community. With a game that's been out for 7 years and still going on as strong as it is, a lot of that can be attributed to the people who are part of the Arma 3 community. Personally, I'll never forget when I started posting how helpful people were, how supportive of me they were. Here I was, this brand new lowly YouTuber, and I was just absolutely stunned by how kind some of these people were, especially people who are considered veterans and leaders within the Arma 3 community. Even though, yes, I am still a small YouTuber and probably will always be a small YouTuber, these guys really made a difference on what type of content even I bring. It's these people, too, that are shaping the experience for others, allowing them to be able to have the type of content that they do, helping to answer questions that they might have, and just doing other things to shape the experience. Now, I've been pretty lucky to meet some fantastic people while playing Arma 3 from literally all over the world. And this isn't unusual for many games, but I love Arma 3 because a lot of these relationships are built in a collaborative environment. Let's say I meet someone playing Milsim. Now, not only will a chunk of the people I come across be willing to help me learn a new mod or a different part of the game, but they're also going to help teach me strategy and tactics. In many of these cases, people were in the same situation that any other new person was in before. Someone helped them, and so now they pass on their knowledge. Also, these people are the ones who will be right alongside you as you're trying to complete the same objective together. You share some great moments with these people, and it really does help you build some great relationships. I do believe I wouldn't have the type of friendships that I have in Arma 3 if I would have met these people in different games. Now, if you are thinking about joining the game, realize that you're not going to be alone in starting your adventure. I'm always surprised when I see how many people are playing the game at any given moment and how many of these people are new. I see comments on my YouTube videos of people who just got Arma and are looking to get deeper into the game or want to join in on the same experiences that I share here on this channel. Therefore, you are going to find people in the Arma 3 community who are willing to help you on your journey and are at the same level of knowledge that you are at. Frankly, if you look into the multiplayer experience or you connect with some of the Arma 3 veterans or Arma 3 community leaders on social media, you are going to have a really great time, and it is going to make your experience within the game better. So that is my top 5 list of reasons why you should buy or play Arma 3 in 2021. Again, those of you who've been playing the game for some time or are playing it right now might have some additional reasons beyond what I added on why people should get into the game. So please put those in the comment section below, and also join in on what other people are saying and kind of add your own weight to some of that conversation. I want to thank all of you guys for dropping by, watching this all the way through. You guys know it is a fantastic bit of help when you guys do that. But the biggest thanks, of course, goes to those at Patreon. If it's not for these people, I wouldn't be able to make the content that I do. So if you want to support me in the same way that they do, if you want your name to show up on the screen, just look in the description below. You'll find the link to Patreon there. Anyway, thanks for watching. I really hope that you guys get into Arma 3 and you get to experience some of the amazing things that you can do inside of this game and be part of the wonderful experience that you can share with other people too. Thanks again for watching. War is hell. You don't have to worry, because war fighters, I've got your 6.